operation is the sheeting machine operation. So this is a round bar, there is a circular bar. So now we have to convert this circular bar into a square. So it is like this. So round to square you have to convert. So for that what are things you need means, so V block, this is for holding. That is before going to the machine you have to mark. So for machining you have to mark into the square shape, square side. Okay. So this is V block, this is a U clamp, this is a vernier caliper. So V clamp is used to hold the workpiece for marking purpose. Okay. So this is a clamp to hold the workpiece. So you have to use this V clamp, U clamp. So like this, and then you have to fix the job, and then you have to tighten this to hold the workpiece tightly. So before this, you have to check what is the diameter of the job. So this is a vernier caliper used to measure the outside diameter of the workpiece. So using this vernier caliper, you can see. So we are measuring the outside diameter of the job. So once it is closed, you have to tighten this. Now remove this. To check the reading, so 0 is coincide with 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that means the outside diameter of the workpiece is 25. You can see this is coincide. 0 is coincide with 25 division. So now it is measured. The diameter of the workpiece is 25. Now you have to mark the center point. So in the 25 mm the diameter, how to mark the center point means it is divided by 2. So from top to 12.5, the left to right side is 12.5. So vertical and horizontal line you have to draw for making a center point. So for that you have to use the V block and the U clamp. So before that you have to use this chalk piece, that is you have to dip in the water to wet, and then you have to mark on the surface. If it is wet, then only it is visible clearly, and it will not erase also. So for that reason only we are using a wet chalk piece. Okay. So now we have to fix the job. So V block, U clamp, you have to tighten this. So mostly it should be outside for easy marking. So once it is tightened, next you have to mark the center point. So how to mark the center point? So you need another device which is called the vernier height gauge. So this is a vernier height gauge used to measure or mark the height, okay, level. So this is a knife edge, this is a base, this one is the main scale, and this two is the vernier scale. Main scale, vernier scale. Okay. So this is a knife edge. So using this knife edge you can easily mark the just making the line. So now it is before starting you have to first set the reference 0. So loosen this screw and then move this just to touch the top surface. Top surface just you have to touch. So once it touches, you have to lock this. So now this is the reference. Reference means it is the height. So from top to 12.5 you have to mark for vertically. Similarly for horizontal you have to mark. First you have to mark 12.4 from the top. So now you have to see the reference closer. So this is 53.5. So this is a main scale. So 51, 2, 3. So above 3 there is a division is there. So now on the right side you have to check. So which line is coincide. So approximately it is 5 is coincide with the line. So that means it is 53.5. Okay. So reference is 53.5. Now we want 12.5. Now to move downwards. So 53.5 and moving downwards 12.5. So 53, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 12. So this is 12 and this is 12.5. So we set it 12.5 now. So the top is the reference and this is the 12.5. I set just moving down of the knife down to 12.5 from the reference. Now you have to mark like this. So using the knife edge you have to mark like this. Now you have to draw in vertically also. So for that again you have to release this, have to check. So marking is there. Have to gradually moving but don't tight. So loose tight you have to set and then just moving the vernier scale. So it is 41. Okay. So moving. So why I am doing this means just checking it is vertical or not. How to check. So just have to rotate. So come closer. So there is a line is there. I am just taking the line reference to the center line. Okay. Now you have to rotate. Now it is vertical. So now you have to tight this. So just for reference for making the vertical line. Now again come back, set into 41. Now tight. Now draw into another. So this is another line. So now we got where is the center point. So horizontal line we drawn, vertical also we drawn. So now you can easily make the center point using the punch. And then if you want to mark the circular, so what is the side length we want? So from the center to height. So that is from center to what is the height we need. So divide by 2. So you have to measure like this and bottom and similarly on the right side on this side. So you have to make a box. So using a scrubber you can make the square box on the side. So center point we made depends upon the size of the square, that is the side. If it is for example this is 15 mm means from center to 7.5, bottom 7.5, left side 7.5, right side 7.5, and then you have to draw the horizontal line, similarly vertical line on fourth side. So you can make the square. So once it is completed, next you have to take the job and go to the shaping machine. So now the work is converting the circular job into the like square piece. Okay. Start. So now see, we already marked the line for getting the center point. I said, so what is the requirement of the square? You can make half of the square. So top, bottom, left side, right side, and I have to make the square. But if you want from the circle to the square means you have to connect this end to this end. So this is the actual line. So this end to this line and this end to this end, this end to this end. So if you're connecting like this, you will get the square shape for this round. The full round you are getting the square shape. So using the scriber and the steel rule, you can mark the line. So I marked the square. So using the scriber I marked the outer surface. Now, so this is a temporary line, it may be erased. So for permanent line you have to make the punch. So this is the dot punch, and this one is a hammer. Using this tool you have to make the punch on this line, full surface line, you have to make the dot punch. So this is the anvil. So for just a marking purpose you have to make the punch on full surface. So after punching we will get like this. So this is the permanent line. So now if you erase also, the punch is available. Using this you can easily make the machining operation. So now see, this is a shaping machine. We are going to do the operation in the workpiece. So you can see here, so this is a circular and this is the square. So why they are doing like this means from square to the circular. So this is the lead screw handle. So it is circular to square you have to make for this operation. So you can see here, so there is also there square, circle to square. So now see the shaping machine. So what is the construction? So this is called a ram. So ram can move left to right, that is this slide. So here there is a clamping mechanism is there. So using this you can adjust the stroke. So once you switch on the machine, the ram can move front to back. There is a cutting stroke and return stroke. So you can adjust using this clamping. And in the front this is called a tool head, and this one is a clapper box. So here you have to fix the tool. So this is called a single point cutting tool. The front end is used to remove the material. So a single point is used, so which is called a single point cutting tool. So the clapper box mechanism is used for, so during a cutting stroke it will move forward and remove the material, but during return stroke it should be lift for just unwanted removal of the material from the workpiece. Okay, so automatically it will lift during the return stroke. So if it will not lift, what will happen means again the sharp edge will again cut the surface. So it will wear the tool life, also it will reduce the surface finish. So this is the machine wise, and this is the table. So these are the T-slot. Using this have to attach the machine wise on the table. So this is used to hold the job. So like this. So work holding device is a table. This is the column. So inside the column there is a quick return mechanism is available. So quick return mechanism means during cutting stroke it will move some speed, but during return stroke it will move faster. That means quick return. So since the forward stroke it will cutting operation takes place, but during return stroke there is no operation. So there is a time wastage. We have to come faster. So using this is the crank and the slotted lever mechanism. So inside is a crank. This is a slotted lever mechanism. Can adjust the speed also. Using that you can move forward with one speed, reverse it should be faster. So column, crank and slotted lever mechanism, and this is a motor which is give the movement to the ram. So in this way, on this side, so shaft is connected to here. So we are connecting using the belt drive. So step cone pulley is there. It is used to getting a different speed of the movement of ram, and this is for a guider or idler pulley. If the belt is lengthier, you can use this idler pulley to tighten the belts. And if you come here, so there is a two lever is there. So using the handle, you can rotate this. So if you rotate this one, you can move left to right of the table. That is called a longitudinal motion. Rotate clockwise, it will move forward. If you rotate anti-clockwise, it will come back side. That is a longitudinal motion of the table. And then if you rotate this one, you will get up and down movement of the table. So these are the possible movements. And then if you see the top side, so here also there is a possible of moving the, you see this is the tool head. So using this handle you can just give the depth of cut. If you rotating clockwise, the tool can move downwards. So depth of cut means how much material can remove from the workpiece. If you rotate clockwise, it will move downwards. If you rotate anti-clockwise, it will move upwards. Okay. So during machining operation, if you want to give depth of cut rotating clockwise, and after completion of the job or operation, you have to remove the job. So before that, you have to rotate anti-clockwise and move the tool upwards for the help for the removing of the workpiece. So when you are doing a job for a flat surface, the tool should be vertical. That is here, given the angle, so it should be 90 degree. You have to set at 90 degree, then only you are getting the flat surface. That is a square to horizontal, square, sorry, circle to square. So if you want to make any inclined surface like hexagon or pentagon, or even if you see here, so this is inclined surface. So like this, if you want to make, you have to rotate the tool head and remove this bolt and rotate the tool head to this side or this side, depends upon the requirement of the angle. Okay. So inclination of cutting also it is possible using the shaping machine. So this is a brief about the shaping machine. Now we will start the operation. So circle to square you have to do. So circle to square you have to make, or I have to fix the job on the work holding device. Here it is a machine wise. So here one problem is there. So this is the straight line, this is a vertical, this is a straight line. So once if you fix the job in the machine wise, it may be swivel like this. So that means during cutting operation it should be straight. So same height it should be on the back side also, then only you are getting the straight horizontal surface. So for making this you can use a V block. So V block is used to maintain the workpiece horizontally. So this is a V block. So on above the V block you have to fix to make the workpiece horizontal. So now you have to fix the job with the V block. Again I am telling V block is used to make the job horizontal. Once it is straight, you can tighten this using the handle. Okay, so since the job is bigger than the V block, only the job will tighten. The V block is just the guider to guide to make the horizontal surface. Okay. This is the handle to tighten the workpiece. So after completion, you have to switch on the machine, but be careful. Before switch on, you have to check the tool. So where it is the tool is. So you have to move the tool upwards or move the table downwards. Okay. So when the machine is started, it should be just to touch the workpiece, and then you have to give the depth of cut slowly and then start machining one by one. So it takes time only, but you have to keep patience, you have to do slowly. So now before starting the machine you have to check the tool, it is going to touch or not. So just I am moving the tool, so be careful, the tool should not downwards. So depth of cut, that is depth of cut is more. What will happen means once the switch on the machine, it will easily break the tool. So since the depth of cut is more, it will break the tool. Okay, so you have to check the tool, it is cutting or not. So you have to remove. So during operation only you have to give the depth of cut. So now it is not touching. Okay, so now only you have to start the machine. It should not touch. So once switch on the machine and then slowly you have to give the depth of cut. Okay. So switch on the machine and then this is the starter to start the motor. So the ram can move slowly. So here also you have to apply the coolant So since the operation is very slow operation, you have to apply the oil. If it is a speed operation, you can apply the coolant. So now you have to give the depth of cut slowly.
ஒரு எம் எடு
It starts touching. So once it started touching, you have to give the feed. Structure, you have to give the feed. So this is the depth of cut. Once it start touches, you have to give the movement of the workpiece. So it is anti-clockwise you have to give. So you are getting the. So to reduce the friction, you have to apply that coolant. So slowly you have to give the feed. So anti-clockwise you have to rotate. So it will remove the material and the table is moving this side. Slowly you have to give the depth of cut, otherwise it will break the tool. The coolant. Slowly you have to continue this process like this, and then the top surface will remove the material and you can make the flat surface. So in this way you have to make on the all remaining 3 sides. So completed in the shaping machine. So the left side also completed, this side also completed. And just to remove and show the 2 sides. So you can see, so circle to square, 2 sides are completed. So still the 2 sides is remaining. Again I have to fix and I have to do the remaining 2 sides. So similar way, you have to make the remaining 2 sides, and finally we will get the square shape. So now the full 4 sides are completed. So that is the circle to square is completed using the shaping machine. I will show the workpiece to complete the job. So now you can see So actual job is a circular one, and finally using the shaping machine I am just make the flat surface on fourth side, and finally it is converted into square, circle to square. Okay.